And I want to talk now about a video or a DVD that I saw recently called Uncle Boonmee, Who Can Recall Past Lives or His Past Lives. And I just want to respond to the basic crux of the issue with this film, which is that it won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival last year. It's by a Thai director who I'm not familiar with. I have to confess to being completely ignorant about the background of this director, although having watched an interview with him, I can say that he comes across as an extremely intelligent, thoughtful, gentle person, very likable, clearly influenced by experimental Western film, Chris Marker, for example, but also very fond of the old films from on television from Thailand and even disaster films from the West that they also enjoy. And it's an interesting mix of a film in terms of genres. It's part docudrama or documentary style actually, with long, rather dull passages where not much happens, where someone's staring out of a moving vehicle, for example. Um, or a scene where a nurse is dressing someone's wounds and emptying someone's kidneys of fluid, uh, which is slightly unpleasant, but not as unpleasant as it sounds. But basically, the crux of the film, I keep using the word crux for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the strange nature of this movie. But the key moment in the film that seems to have sent critics into cataclysms of ecstasy is when they're having a quiet dinner. They're out in the countryside on a plantation, and Uncle Boonmee is dying because of his kidney ailment, and he's with his sister or some relation. It's not quite clear. A young monk and his nurse, a male nurse, and suddenly Uncle Boonmee's wife, who's been dead for 12 years, appears as a ghost. And the way that they react to the ghost's appearance is very moving. It's very deadpan. It's not at all sensational. They're slightly nervous, but they're also curious. They want to share things with the ghost. So they show photographs of her funeral to her, for example. And the other thing, which I'm just kind of stretching outwards because it's fun to move around while we're doing this, isn't it? No, but the other thing that happens is that suddenly a monkey ghost shows up. And the monkey ghost is looks like Chewbacca, basically has red eyes and is a monkey humanoid, and this is the long lost son of Uncle Boonmee. So they're not really past lives. They're people who have disappeared from his life. And that sequence of the film is partially comical and bizarre. There's another reel of the film which involves Uncle Boonmee walking into a cave to his death, which is slightly portentous. And then there's a strange sequence where we see still photographs. But basically, the film has been described by critics as being a brilliant work. Now, I forgot to mention the part that actually is brilliant. In the center of the film, we go back in time. There's a princess being carried on some kind of, not a rickshaw, but, on a throne. She's being carried on a throne by slaves or loyal servants, and she's veiled. And she reaches out and caresses an extremely handsome young man's neck and shoulders as he carries her. And then later she goes to bathe or to look into a small pond by a beautiful waterfall, and sees her reflection. And her reflection is beautiful, but when she removes her veil, it's revealed that she's actually disfigured because of some kind of a terrible skin condition, which is almost leprous in nature, but probably isn't. Um, and she then is seduced, or certainly begins to make love with the servant, but pushes him away and accuses him of not really desiring her, but desiring this image of a more beautiful woman. And then she's spoken to by a catfish, a magical catfish in the water. She enters the water, and the catfish, I wouldn't say rapes her, but certainly seduces her and has sex with her. It's an extraordinary sequence. It's uncanny, to say the least, and quite bizarre. But it has nothing seemingly to do with the rest of the film. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is this movie is perhaps the most bizarre film I've ever seen. It's like a Thai Mulholland Drive. It's fragmented, it's fractured, it moves among genres, and I think it's inexplicable. Well, that's all I wanted to say about it, except that I found it dull and frustrating and annoying, but at the end of the day, I do want everyone to see it. So I hope that's useful to you. This is Eyewear signing off. Nice to have talked to you.